Over the years, there has been many Resident Evil movies. And most people would say most of them aren't very good. But last night, I sat down and watched Resident Evil Death Island. And I can easily say it's the best Resident Evil movie I've ever seen. It has all the main survivors of Raccoon City teaming up back together. It really feels like you're sitting down and watching a Resident Evil game. And I think all you Jill fans will really like this movie. We finally get to see how Jill was after Resident Evil 5. And Nicole Tompkins finally gets the time to shine as Jill Valentine. And the villain Dylan Blake is very interesting. This movie is very much about the traumas the characters have experienced over the years. There's a lot of name drops and cameos that a lot of people will like. From this point forwards, this is your spoiler warning. So if you haven't seen the movie yet and you don't want to be spoiled, come back and watch the video later, because I'm going to spoil everything about this movie. But these are my thoughts on Resident Evil Death Island. The movie begins with Umbrella soldiers heading into Raccoon City, who are told to save only Umbrella employees and government officials. They are told very specifically not to save any civilians, and to kill them if they get past. They all end up getting attacked and bitten by zombies, and the two healthy ones are ordered to kill them. One of the men follow the order, while the other one begs and tries to find another way. The guy following orders ends up winning the skirmish, and guns down his team, while the other one is on the ground screaming for him to stop. This movie visually is beautiful. I didn't even know it was possible for animated movies to look this good. There are genuinely shots in this movie that I thought were real. This is genuinely the best lighting I've ever seen in any animated movie. But after a very badass opening credits, we meet our main characters. First we meet Leon Sexy Kennedy himself, played by Matt Mercer. This is his last time voicing Leon before he fully passes the torch to Nick Apostolides. Though Nick is my favorite Leon, it's very sad to see Matt Mercer go. He has this really cool motorbike fight scene with Maria returning from Resident Evil Vendetta. Next up we meet up with Claire, played by Stephanie Panisello. She's investigating mysterious orca deaths in San Francisco, and she finds traces of the T-virus in one of their bodies. Next we meet up with Jill Valentine, played by Nicole Tompkins, who is back working with the BSAA after RE5. I think Nicole Tompkins was the perfect choice for post-RE5 Jill. Her angry and tired Jill really worked here. You can really tell how she blames herself for what happened in RE5. We first see her refusing to wait for backup, and she does the thing from Infinite Darkness where she turns her flashlight on and off again. I'm sure there's a canon reason of why they do this, I just think it looks goofy. Eventually Jill gets attacked by a zombie and absolutely kicks his ass. Next we meet up with Chris Redfield, voiced by Kevin Dorman, and Rebecca Chambers, voiced by Erin Cahill. They discuss Jill being reckless, and Rebecca tells Chris to cut her some slack because of what happened to her in Resident Evil 5. Chris goes to see Jill and asks her to take some time off. She refuses and tells him about what it was like to be mind controlled by Wesker, telling him it was like a nightmare. In an attempt to relate with Jill, Chris tells her about his nightmare.
There was this guy named Piers. I wanted him to take over after me. I trusted him, and he trusted me. He fought alongside me, then he died to save me.
I absolutely love this callback to RE6. Capcom are known for just forgetting characters and never using them again, so it's really cool to hear about him. Chris then tells her to not lose who she is in the fight. After this we meet the villain, Dylan Blake. I'm a big fan of this villain. I'll talk more and more about him as the video goes on, but this is a man driven by nothing but his trauma. All he has left is his anger and guilt. Jill and Chris meet up with Claire and Rebecca. Claire and Rebecca figured out that all of the infected people and animals have been in or around Alcatraz Island, so everyone instantly rushes over there to investigate. This is where the movie truly starts. I really love the setting of this movie. People in real life think Alcatraz is haunted, so it just makes sense to have a Resident Evil movie set there. And I love how dark and gloomy they make the areas. I really like these annoying influencer guys. I can honestly see someone acting like this if this happened in real life.
Holy shit! Yo! Pan over there! Some dude shot some other dude! You see that? What the?
But finally, all hell breaks loose. I really like the action in this movie because every character gets their time to shine. Claire tries to protect the civilians by barricading them in a room, but a woman gets infected without getting bitten. Jill loses her gun early on, so she has some really cool knife scenes. Just watch this. Night falls on the island, and we meet some aquatic lickers that feel right out of Revelations. We get another flashback to the Umbrella soldiers. One of them gets bit, and surprise surprise, Umbrella tells the other one to kill him. Here at Umbrella, we love our employees. We're back to Chris and Claire, and they're here banging in a cupboard. And inside is none other than Sam Drake from Uncharted 4. Meanwhile in the sewers, Jill meets none other than Leon S. Kennedy. They fight a bit, not knowing that it's each other. And then they have an RE6 moment like, oh hey, I didn't realize the person I was fighting is actually my friend.
Leon?
Well, what do you know? Jill Valentine.
This is actually the first time we've ever seen Jill and Leon together, and it was well worth the wait. These two have amazing chemistry. They're really fun to watch, and I really hope to team up again in the future. And here we properly meet Waterlicker. This scene is actually pretty nerve-wracking. And then the tension is instantly broken because Leon kicks him in the face, which causes an action scene against a horde of lickers. Back to the Redfields, they're talking to Sam Drake when they each get pricked on the neck by something, knocking them out, and Sam Drake is taken by Maria. Leon and Jill figure out how people have been infected without being bitten, and they've been infected by biodrones. And right at this point, the villain reveals himself.
Well, you're innocent Jill Valentine and Leon S. Kennedy.
Well, if it isn't, whoever you are...
He tells them to meet him at the main prison block, threatening them with Claire and Chris's lives. Upon arriving, they find Chris and Claire locked up and weak. The lights shoot on and Blake reveals himself, injecting Leon with the virus. He goes on to be like, my virus will infect everyone in the world, mwahaha. He goes on to explain his motive.
BSAA, DSO, TerraSafe. You still think you're fighting evil syndicates like Umbrella, the huge corporations and the corrupt execs that run them. The ones getting big fat bonuses for maintaining the status quo. That's who you work for, who you really protect. And the innocent will continue to suffer as long as you do. You're nothing more than pawns. Suckers.
Here he is speaking from experience. Blake is the soldier that watched his team turn into monsters. Blake is the person that was ordered to kill his team. Blake is the person who had to kill his best friend to survive. All of that not for himself, but for Umbrella. He's sick of corrupt corporations owning the world, and in his mind, the only way to fix it is him deciding who lives and who dies. But he specifically didn't infect Jill. This is a part that I really don't get. He wants Jill to shoot Claire before she turns into a zombie and rips apart Sam Drake, so that she can know what he went through. But I don't understand why specifically Jill. She's been through just as much trauma as every other character. I don't know why they pretend that she doesn't know that kind of pain, but whatever. Obviously Jill refuses, and Blake ends up shooting Sam Drake. Then Leon decides to throw a flashbang. I don't know why he decides to do that now and not earlier. Maybe Leon forgot he had it. The biodrones start hatching, but Sam Drake gives Claire a way to destroy him. Completely forgot to mention, but Sam Drake is the one that built the biodrones. Jill finds Rebecca, who managed to make a vaccine. So yeah, no worries, problem solved, yippee. After a quick recovery, Leon goes up to a control room and meets Maria, who wants to kill him for killing her father. Even though in my opinion, Ares killed her father, but whatever. So yeah, obviously they fight. She steps on Leon a bit for some reason, and Leon kills her in such an out of character, brutal way. And cause it's a Resident Evil movie, Blake turns himself into a giant monster. So there's this epic Avengers battle where they all team up to take him down. I really like this fight. It takes place in an armory, so they just use a bunch of over-the-top weapons. There's a lot of great banter between the characters.
That thing doesn't want to die.
He's a tough cookie, all right.
This scene is just pure fan service. Claire and Rebecca manage to take out the nanodrones after a really long fight, and a ton of callbacks and references. Jill leads Blake underwater, and they take him out with a good old rocket launcher, dropping a door on him. And here is where the movie ends. I really like this movie. Like every Resident Evil movie, it's kinda dumb and has a lot of plot holes, but it's really fun to watch, and it's amazing to finally see a continuation of Jill Valentine's character. And if somehow you made it through this whole video without seeing the movie, I 100% recommend it if you're a Resident Evil fan. I'll leave links to buy it or rent it in the description below. And if I had to give this movie a rank, I'd give it 7 out of 10. A fun movie to watch and turn your mind off if you're a Resident Evil fan. But that does it for me. What did you think of the movie? Comment down below, and I'll see you all in a minute.